Hey everybody, we're going to work on low back pain today. So we're going to get started in mountain. I'm going to be a little bit closer to the wall today, and that is for specifically half dog, but I'm just going to start in mountain right here. Remember, pick up the toes, spread them wide, place them back down. You want your feet about hips distance apart. You want your butt to stick out a little bit, even though it might be sore. And you want to stand nice and tall, shoulders down, chest is open, and you're not sticking your head out or anything. You're bringing everything over your center. Nice and straight line. That little imaginary tug at the top of your head going from a little bit rolled shoulders to nice and tall. Couple big breaths here, in and out through the nose. Give everything a nice little wiggle. I'm just going to change my position. You can stay exactly where you are. So, from mountain, we're going to just swing the arms. Swing them out and up on an inhale. And really try and get a nice stretch as you get up there. And exhale those arms down. A little bit more relaxed, but still reaching out to the sides as you go. And again, nice big inhale. And after you get up there, reach a little higher. And then reach out on your exhale all the way down. One more time, please. And reach up. This time, hold that. Continue to breathe. All right, arms down on your exhale. And remember, they're still reaching. Okay. We're going to do a little back bend, and I don't want you to do anything too intense. We're trying to nurture the back, not overtax it today. So again, start nice and tall. We're going to swing the arms out and up on an inhale, and just a little baby back bend. Just as if you were going to lean your head back and your arms are going to follow that curve just a little bit. Not much. My hips don't jut out. They stay nice and straight. And on your inhale, come back up to your center and arms come down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale those arms up on it. And then back. Just a nice tiny one, trying to bring your head to your butt, but at the same time, not overdoing it. All right, next exhale, arms come down. Give everything a nice little shake. We're gonna face the wall. Now, if you don't have a wall, you can always use a chair, and you can just use fingertips on the back of the chair and walk it back. Today, we're gonna use the wall. Use what you have. So hands are flat. Want the shape of an L, so I'm going to step back. My feet are about hips distance apart. Place my hands, because I know I can stretch a little farther, and I'm going to keep my hands nice and flat on the wall, and I'm going to reach those hips back as the head stays between the upper arm bones. Now, if you need to adjust this, come down a little farther on the wall. Excuse me, you don't have that flexibility or ability, you can always be a little higher up on the wall, as if somebody's pulling your hips back. Nice long stretch. You should feel it from your hands all the way to your feet. Feel free to pause here and continue on for a little bit longer. If not, you can step towards the wall. And we're going to come to cat-cow. I'm just going to move my mat a minute. Come down to hands and knees. Again, if you're sensitive on the knees, you can always put a blanket underneath. Toes are curled into the mat. Knees are directly under the hips. Hands are directly down from the shoulders. Fingers are spread wide. On your inhale, butt curls towards the ceiling as you look up. And on your exhale, everything rounds, tucking the tailbone in. Eyes look to the knees. Do this however long you feel comfortable. Make sure to link your breath with your movement. We're keeping the spine nice and flexible with this pose. Giving you some stretch on the front and the back. All right. Next exhale, come to stillness, and you can always pause anywhere to stay in a pose a little longer. So next is child's. Child's can be done a couple different ways. You do how you want and is comfortable for you. So sometimes I feel a little too squished in the belly. Toes are pointed back behind you, knees are bent, belly comes to the thighs, forehead towards the floor. I'm a chunky monkey, and that doesn't always work for me. So you can use if you like this pose, you can always use a block and step it up so that it's not too much. Hands can be palms down, or traditionally would be palms up along the side. That, however, is never comfortable for me, and I feel a little squished today, so I'm going to bring my knees apart. My feet are almost touching, but not. And then I can wiggle myself all the way down, forehead to the floor, arms relaxed to out in front of me. Make sure you're breathing a couple big breaths. All right, on your next inhale, you can bring yourself back up. And we're going to do on your next inhale, you're going to bring yourself back up, back to hands and knees. And we're going to come so that the belly now is on the floor. So lower yourself down nice and slow. Make sure you're on your mat. And we're going to do cobra. So toes are pointed back behind you. Hands are flat on the floor, right at your chest. And elbows are as close to the body as you can bring them comfortably. On your next inhale, we're going to raise up just a couple inches. Again, elbows in, shoulders will pull back behind you, and you're raised up. And head is an extension of your spine. So eyes are down towards the floor. And on your next exhale, relax, forehead down to the mat. When you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to come up the same exact way, however, just a little bit higher. Now, if this is too much, go back to where you were. Elbows are still tucked in. Eyes can look out in front of you a little bit farther away. Nice breaths. All right, next exhale, forehead comes down to the mat. This time, put those hands behind you. Make sure you're settled. We're going to do half of locust pose. On your next inhale, we're going to raise up the chest and then pick up the arms. Out back behind you. This is a little bit easier for your low back. If you really want to try and strengthen, you can do arms out in front. We're just trying to maintain a nice low back today. Help with back pain. If you get tired in any of these, you can always pause. Come back to where you started, and then come up again. All right, everything back down to the floor. Hands to the chest, toes curl into the mat. We're going to come to puppy. So bringing yourself all the way back up, toes stay curled in, butt stays in the air, arms out in front of you, forehead to the mat. Next inhale, come back up to hands and knees, and we're going to come to down dog. So when you're ready, push your toes into the floor, adjust your feet, let the heels come down. Remember, watch your hands. The weight of down dog on your hands is in the thumb, the base of the first finger, and pinky. Not into your wrists. And remember, you are pushing yourself away, keeping a broad shoulder. Head hangs relaxed between the upper arm bones. Wiggle into it. If you need to bend the knees a little bit and then come back, perfectly fine. All these poses should help with low back pain. If you find one that you like best, by all means, practice on your own. All right, next exhale, come all the way back down. We're gonna come back to child's. I'm gonna do the squishy belly. So toes point back behind you. It's more comfortable for me to bend my elbows with this. I'm gonna use a block so I don't feel like I'm falling forward. Apparently I'm a little tighter than I thought I was today. Nice big breaths. All right. Next inhale, we're going to come back up to cat-cow. Get yourself situated and start on your inhale. Remember, linking your breath to your movement and your movement to your breath, not mine, yours. All right, on your next exhale, we're going to come to child's again. So point those toes back behind you, sit back on your heels. Hopefully with a little more practice and going through, I have modified child's with wide legs, with a block, and now I'm able to, as I've gone through the low back series so far, I've been able to come forward a little bit more on my child's. So that tells me my low back is opening up nicely. All right. So arms out in front of you a little bit, back to hands and knees, to down dog. Curl those toes in. Come all the way back up. Again, rearrange your feet. I hate any of the classes that don't give you time to be safe. It's one thing to be strong, but it's another to be careless. God. Okay. So, we're going to come back to hands and knees. We're going to lay on our backs. All right. So, you can have something underneath your head if you'd like. It's not necessary, or actually it should be better if you lay flat on your back. But if you need something underneath your neck for support, by all means grab it. Okay, so we're going to start in constructive rest. We're going to start with just a simple low back stretch. And for some of you, it's really hard, and for others, it's not so hard. So just bear with me. So, constructive rest, flat on your back, feet are on the floor, both knees are bent. So you're going to start with one knee. I'm starting with my left. I'm going to hug it in. I want the knee directly over the chest. It's not sticking out to the side. So make sure you're correcting yourself. It feels better to me to grab behind the knee and give a little tug. This barely does anything for me. So if this is enough for you, make sure you're aligned properly. Eyes are towards the ceiling. Head is on the mat. Knee is towards the chest. If this is enough, stay here. If not, you can slowly bring your leg up into the air as you give a little tug towards the head, and you can feel a little bit more. All right. I'm going to bring that back down to where I started. Same thing other side. And you might be a little tighter on one side than the other. Just notice that. So, knee comes towards the chest. Knees towards the breast. I get in position and then I slowly bring my foot back up. Now, I could go farther on my left than I can on my right. It's because my right is always my funky side. And you're going to feel this particular stretch a little more into the butt. Which is fine. All right, we're going to bring that back down. Okay. One leg straight, the other knee bent. We're going to bring, in the same concept, we're bringing the knee towards the chest. Get lined up, and then start to straighten if you need more. All right, bring it all back down. Bring the other knee up, extend the opposite leg long. All right, when you're ready, knee to the chest. Line it up so that the knee is nice and straight, not out to the side, because that's not the muscle group we want to take care of. All right, when you're ready, knee to the chest, and then you can extend the leg if you want. Now here, this is my unsweet spot, so I know I need to go a little farther. Maybe not push myself as hard so I don't hurt myself. All right. Slowly bring that back down. We're going to bring both knees together. And bound angle is just nice for the hips. Especially you want to complement the affected area. So feet together, knees together. We're going to butterfly them out to the side. And you'll be the judge as to where the where the feet need to be, whether they need to be a little closer towards the body or a little farther away. I know bound angle is not the low back, but I always think it's important to add in a little, a little hip stretch. So you can be in this pose for as long as you like. Whatever feels good to you. You can pause here, you can continue on. You can practice this on your own. So on your next inhale, we're going to bring those knees back up together. And we're going to, I like to roll to my right side and come up. I'm going to bring my mat a little closer to the wall. Now, you can do corpse however you'd like. However, this one in particular is to keep the low back nice and flat, nice and planted into the floor. So, I'm not going to scoot all the way to the wall. I'm going to lay back down in constructive rest. I'm going to put my feet on the wall so I have a nice bend in my knees, which forces the hips and the low back into the floor. I need to adjust here, so I'm going to scoot a little closer. So it should be a nice bend in your knee. Should be a nice bend in your knee, and feet are flat against the wall. Not necessarily pushing yourself away, but just using it as stability. Arms are out to the side, palms up. Feet can be however far apart they are comfortable for you. I have to wiggle around here and find a nice little spot. All right, so just think about how you did today. If you need to work on anything, if the back pain you started with is actually feeling better, make sure that if you do have chronic back issues and you feel comfortable going to a chiropractor, please make sure that you get yourself under control, your back pain under control. It can make you miserable. And pick a chiropractor who actually listens to you. If you go and they do the same thing over and over and you say that this is not working and they never change anything, you need to find yourself a different person. All right. So let the head adjust itself, let the arms be out to the side, a comfortable distance away from the body, palms up. Nice big breath. Just letting everything go. Letting any of your tension or stress just melt away. So just picture yourself on a nice lake. You're sitting on the shore. Your toes just in the water. It's nice and cool. Quiet and peaceful. And watch the birds as they go by. You hear them in the trees. You see a turtle on a stump, sunning himself. And the plunk sound he makes as he goes back in the water. And as you see off to the side, a little fish swirl as they almost surface and go back down. The gentle breeze on your skin, the warmth of the sun on your face. Peaceful and calm. Slowly coming back, wiggling fingers and toes. If your feet are up, bringing them back down to the floor. When you're ready, you can turn on your side and come up to sit. When you're ready, you can bring hands in front of heart. Peace, peace, peace. Peace for ourselves, peace for family and friends, and peace for our world. Namaste.